Alright, so last week we were looking at trees. We went through the general properties of all types of trees, and then we started to focus on hardwood trees. So I'm going to finish off the last part of hardwood trees, and then I'm going to move on to softwood trees. So try and remember back of the properties of the two different types of trees, and we'll get going with this. Okay, so we have hardwood trees. We have a sycamore tree. We have the leaf description. It's 5 green lobes with serrated edges, similar to maple but not as pointed. The seed description is a winged seed known as a helicopter. Alright, you would have seen these. You see these on nearly every road in Ireland. You'd always see a sycamore tree. Timber description, it's pale cream in colour with straight close grain. Properties, it's very hard wearing, dense and finish as well. It's used in musical instruments, flooring, furniture, carving, wood turning, kitchen utensils and veneers, alright? Because it's very hard wearing and dense, alright? So your things like your kitchen utensils, if you think your wooden spoons and things like that, that's where we might use it. Alright? Other hardwood species, these are hardwood species that aren't grown in Ireland, right? So all the other ones were species that were grown in Ireland. So mahogany, it's a tropical hardwood from Central and South America. Its uses are musical instruments, indoor and outdoor furniture. Some of you are using this in your projects, little touch-up pieces. We try not to give out a lot of mahogany to people because it's expensive and it's a cause of deforestation as well, which we'll look at later today. Teak as well. So it's a tropical hardwood from South and Southeast Asia. Its uses are boat building, exterior construction and window boards. So a lot of windows would have been made of teak in the past. A lot of them now are PVC. Some of you might still have teak windows if they're brownish on the outside, or if they're painted, they might be painted a different colour. You might have teak windows, alright? So it's very hard wearing and very durable material. Other species are maple, native to North and Northeast America, can also grow in Ireland. So you do see this, it's like the leaf on it is like the sycamore leaf or the Canadian flag. If you ever saw the leaf in the Canadian flag, that's the maple leaf. Its hard maple is used for flooring, chopping boards and musical instruments. Walnut, this is a lovely dark wood as well. It's kind of similar to mahogany, but it's kind of more of a brown than a red. It's from North America, can also grow in Ireland. Uses high class furniture, veneer and wood turning. Rosewood, this is I think it's endangered now. It's deforested a lot. Okay, so it's a tropical hardwood from Brazil, endangered due to exploitation. Uses musical instruments, veneer, wood turning and specialty items. And balsa. Okay, so balsa is native to Central and South America. Is the lightest of all hardwoods and uses model making, buoys and musical instrument. So we also use this for, if you ever heard of the F1 in schools, they did it down the Gaelclosh a few years ago, where you had to build a little model F1 car and see which one was the fastest. So we made these out of balsa because it could travel a lot quicker. It was very light. You can also use it for carving. It's very nice to carve with as well. Now we're going to look at softwoods. Okay, so a lot of your softwoods are very similar looking, alright? So the type of wood we use in the woodwork room generally for a lot of, we'll say, your woodwork joints and stuff are softwoods because they grow quick and we grow them here in Ireland. So we're not contributing really to deforestation because when we chop one down, we're planting one again. Leaf description, it's for the Scots pine is the first one here. So it's blue-green needles grow in pairs. So you'll see the needle leaves here. Cone description then, it's grey-brown. Each scale has a raised bump at its centre, right? So this is your cone description here. Timber description then, red deal, light brown or cream in colour. So this is the one you'd see a lot of the knots in it, and that's your Scots pine. A lot of you are using it again in your projects. Timber properties, it's strong and easy to work with. Timber use, commonly used for construction timber, pine furniture, doors and school projects. So again, some of you might have doors at home made of pine as well. Even furniture at home made of pine. Alright, so this is a slightly different one. So leaf description, it's dark green needles on a narrow twig. It's poisonous to livestock. This you'll see that where you might see this, you might see it in a graveyard here. Is generally where you'd see it grown, or it's not one that's planted too often anymore. Cone description in male fruit is a small cone Female fruit is a small brown seed in a red shell. Timber description, heartwood is an orange-brown, sapwood is cream in colour. Timber properties, it's very hard and irregular grain pattern, and it's used for furniture, carving and wood turning. Douglas fir then, green soft, the leaf description is green, soft needles grow all around the twig. A brown oval-shaped cone with long pointed scales. Reddish brown in colour with a decorative grain. Properties then, it's light but very strong and durable, resistant to decay. We use this for outdoor furniture, gates, railway sleepers and plywood. Alright, so your plywood is when you see the different pieces of timber glued together. So Norway spruce. Needles are long and dark green. Cone description, it's the longest cone of any spruce. Sharp triangular scales. Description, it's white deal, a pale yellow cream colour. Not very durable but easily worked. Christmas trees, construction, timber, floorboards, fiberboards and chipboards. Okay, so this is any time you see a Christmas tree, it's a Norway spruce generally. SITKA spruce. The leaf description is a long stiff needles with a sharp tip, blue green in colour. Cone description then is long and cylindrical in shape with thin long scales. Timber description is light yellow in colour. Timber properties is strong and straight grain, and it's used for roofing, flooring, floorboards, paper, fiberboard and chipboard. Larch, light green needles that grow in clusters, brown oval shaped cones, reddish brown in colour, durable, flexible and resistant to water, and its use is light furniture, outdoor furniture, joinery, fence posts and boat building. Okay, that's just going through the same one again, sorry. So we're going to move on to environment and sustainability. Okay, so the definitions, right? So the environment is everything around us, all animals, plant, soil, water and other living and non-living things. Sustainability is the management and conservation of our world's resources for future generations of humans and animals. So the rainforest, okay, so you would have heard a lot about this in the last couple of years. You would have heard about not even the rainforest, but the forests burning down in Australia. There around Christmas time. Before it, you would have heard about the rainforests in Brazil burning down the year before that. So there was huge destruction caused to forests all around the world in the last couple of years. So it's a very topical subject at the minute. So rainforests. These humid forests grow in tropical regions of the world, often referred to as the lungs of our planet. Trees absorb large amounts of carbon dioxide and release oxygen. They provide a habitat for rare species of animals, insects, flowers and plants. Some rainforest plants can be used in medicines. Okay, so they're very important, they're vital to people's survival all around the world, rainforests. These are where a lot of your hardwoods are grown, we'll say the likes of mahogany and things are grown in these rainforests. They're really beautiful as well, and you see a lot of rare exotic animals in them as well. Deforestation then. Okay, so think what you think deforestation means, alright? So it's the permanent destruction of forests in order to make land available for other uses. So think about the other uses you might have for land, alright? Think about here in Ireland, what do we use land for? We use land for farming mainly, alright? So Ireland used to have a lot more trees back centuries ago, but it was a lot of them were cut down. Okay, so that the land could be used for farming. Another use is fuel for cooking and heating. So your timber, obviously, you can use that for your heating and cooking as well. Agriculture for grazing livestock and growing crops. Logging for commercial wood and paper industries. And urban sprawl to cater for the growth of a town or city. These are all the causes of deforestation. Natural causes then as well. So like what I was talking about, like the fires in Australia there at Christmas. There was also fires in Brazil, I think it was about 18 months ago as well. Every year storms and forest fires destroy forests. And then the effects of deforestation, and it's a fast rate of global warming due to increased level of CO2 in the atmosphere. Okay, so when there's more CO2, there's a global warming can occur a lot quicker. Soil erosion, so the roots of trees and other vegetation no longer bind the soil together to deforested areas. Landslides, flooding and desertification become more likely. Okay, so the trees have a huge part to play in contributing to say, the world around it growing a lot better. When they're gone, the soil isn't getting a lot of the nutrients that it normally would. Things mightn't grow, the soil might erode, like they're saying there, and landslides can occur and things like that, right? So if you think about mountainous areas that can be quite boggy, the trees that are growing around it, they can absorb a lot of that moisture and make the ground a bit more firm if you do have kind of boggy land, all right? Extinction of animals, plants and insects due to the loss of natural habitat. And desertification. Okay, so this is when an area becomes nearly like a desert after the trees are gone. So the process in which fertile land becomes desert, often as a result of deforestation. So these are a couple of things we can do to conserve our rainforests. Okay, so use native softwoods and hardwood trees instead of tropical trees. So we use ones that are native to Ireland, so ones that grow here in Ireland, so we're not importing timber and contributing to the deforestation of the rainforests. Use manufactured boards instead of hardwoods. So that's the likes of your plywood, your MDF, where you can, okay, instead of using the hardwoods. Use veneers or veneered boards to give the appearance of solid wood. So what you can do actually is you can make something out of pine or even MDF, and you can get veneer to cover it to make it look like it's a solid wood. Limit the waste of materials in the woodwork room. So try use scrap pieces or small cut-off pieces for projects, things like that. They'll stop us ordering more timber. Okay. Recycle paper and wood, so use a piece again. All right, so if you make a mistake, try to stay using the piece, work with the piece you have. Source materials from sustainably managed forests, so FSC certified suppliers. Global warming then, okay, so we're looking at the greenhouse effect. You've all heard of global warming before, so this is the greenhouse effect. This is where all trees and other plants absorb carbon dioxide. The destruction of forests increases the amount of CO2 and decreases the amount of O2 in the atmosphere. CO2 and other gases trap heat within our atmosphere that would previously have escaped into space. The greenhouse effect causes the overall temperature of the Earth to increase, which is caused by global warming. Okay, so we're going to leave that there for today. You're going to think about global warming and we're going to come back to that the next day.